Starting next school year, Illinois will begin teaching LGBT history in classrooms. The inclusive curriculum law is meant to make schools' curricula overall more inclusive. We talked to a couple of students here at A&T to see how they felt about the subject. With the inclusive curriculum law, it's meant to make the school curriculum overall more inclusive. So in theory, it's supposed to also benefit minorities and other marginalized communities such as people of color, women, immigrants, people with disabilities. So do you believe that this will be mutually beneficial for everyone, as it says that it will be?
I feel like it could be if it's taught correctly, but a lot of people fail to realize is that there's this whole like anti-LGBTQ history being taught because they feel like Black history should be taught more, which I agree, but what people fail to realize is that a lot of Black history coexists with LGBTQ history. Like a lot of authors, a lot of musicians, and people fail to realize that, and people don't want to accept it, but I feel like that's something that younger generations need to know and should know.
Like, yeah, don't prioritize. Everything should be equal. That's what I want to say. I don't think it should be Black and then LGBT. As long as we touch it, I feel like you need to go in depth, start from the beginning to end. It shouldn't just be like men like men, women like women, or that's trans. I feel like you should go start from the history, where we came from, how we got here today, so we really understand. Because when you don't know, you become ignorant to the fact. And I see a lot in the Black community, they use the same oppressive methods that white people use on them from the 40s to now on the people of their own Black people. Own Black gay people in their community, which is confusing to me. It's like we were the same people that begged for this equality and begged for this freedom, but now you're doing the same thing to people in your community that just happen to be gay. So I definitely feel like all minorities and all education should be not prioritized, all equal across the board alongside each other.
Because you shouldn't have to wait till college or doing your own outside research. It should want to make you do your own outside research instead of having to get to 20 years old and being like, oh, Langston Hughes, gay. You know, people just fail to realize that, and I feel like that's where a lot of ignorance comes in. So I feel like it would stop a lot of people from being ignorant.
I feel as if we progress in history, more people are becoming gay. I see kids are now being gay. Like, for example, Dwayne Wade, like his child went to the Pride and stuff like that. So I feel like kids are starting to be more comfortable being themselves. As in the past, you didn't see people that were gay until they were older or coming out late. So I feel like it definitely needs to happen because the LGBT community is growing fast and rapidly, and it's actually becoming a big part of society. It's not small like it used to be. It's really, really big. Just like on campuses, HBCU campuses or PWIs, the gay community is big there. So I feel like the world, as far as gay, is more on TV and more everything. So I feel like the history of LGBTQ people definitely needs to be incorporated into schools, being that it's become a big part of society now.
So the inclusive curriculum law is meant to make the school curriculum overall more inclusive. So in theory, it's supposed to also benefit minorities and marginalized communities such as persons of color, people with disabilities, immigrants, women. Do you believe that this will in fact be true when the curriculum enters classrooms?
I want to believe it's going to be true, but I honestly don't think it's going to be true because it's just like, why now? What took this long? Schools have been segregated. I don't know why they think now it's going to change. I just feel like it all starts with the people that are teaching it. If they don't really have a passion or don't really care, I don't think that it will happen. And the people that are in position to teach now, they're kind of like, I feel like, stuck in their old ways. Maybe if a new generation or a new wave of people, maybe our age or speak like us, talk like us, I feel like the people that are the minorities or the LGBT people, they're the ones that need to be in the position to teach so that things can change. Because I feel like if you don't know, you can't relate to it. You really don't have a passion for it. You can sit in the training all day and do safe zone training and do all of this but if your heart's not there and you don't care, then I don't really feel like you would put the effort to really educate the students, if that makes sense.
So does it make you, well, I know we just talked about that a little bit, how you said, why now?
Mm-hmm.
So I was going to say, does it make you feel some kind of way that it took this movement to even have a chance of Black and women history becoming more prevalent? Or do you feel like it's kind of, again, where you fit in thing, like as long as now we're trying?
I feel like I would feel more passionately about it if I myself were more passionately, like, I feel like I would feel more about it if I lived more into the LGBTQ community. I don't define myself like this is just who I am. Of course, I care for movements. I participate in movements. I'm an activist, but I'm not somebody that, I guess I'm not that big of an activist. I'm somebody that's like more of an ally, despite me being part of the community. It's just that there's people that stand on the front lines, and then there's people that educate people, and I'm one of the educators. So I don't necessarily have a straightforward view. Like, I'm glad that it's going to be taught, but getting where you fit in kind of seems like, we'll take what we can get, when it shouldn't be that way.
No, I definitely feel like something should have been happening. I don't understand why it's 2020 and we're just now having these conversations, or just now thinking about doing these things. I think this should have happened years ago, but I mean, I'm not going to say we should just accept it and say getting where you fit in, but I am grateful that these conversations are being had, and their change is, I guess, moving towards change. But yeah, I definitely feel the type of way. I feel like this should have been happened years ago, when trans people were getting killed, when all this stuff were going on, when the AIDS epidemic was going on years ago. This should have been happening. I don't understand why we had to wait 15, 20 years later for this conversation to be happening.
Thanks for watching. Comment below and tell us how you feel. This is Donnie C. Dunked, A&T Register.